Welcome back to another episode of Archie Sonic Character Files as we explore the histories of the inhabitants on planet Mobius. In this episode, we take a look at the history of the young adventurous captain known as Marine the Raccoon. Honestly, I've been kind of looking forward to covering Marine for this series. Sure, she may not be the most popular character out of the cast that originated from the games, but she does have her fans. And it'll be interesting to see how Archie Sonic handled her. Marine made her first appearance in issue 180 in the story High Stakes on the High Seas. After examining Sonic and Tails being stranded on Seagull Island, she decides to make them part of her crew to go up against Captain Whiskers from terrorizing their home. She's also in possession of a Chaos Emerald, which ends up getting snatched away by Johnny, one of Whiskers' crewmates. Then it leads into the whole Sonic Rush Adventure story where they find Blaze, go after Captain Whiskers, as well as going against the real mastermind of the whole thing. And then later claiming that she built a boat for Sonic and Tails to go back to Mobius. The next time we'd see her would be in issue 1 of the Sonic Universe comics. After teleporting between worlds, Shadow and Metal Sonic find themselves in the Soul Dimension, where Shadow is later rescued by Blaze and Marine, who are out on sea looking for the Soul Emeralds. They head over to Southern Island, only to find out that Metal Sonic is attacking the local village. She tries to fight off the metallic doppelganger, but it doesn't go well for her. Eventually, Blaze and Shadow team up to send Metal Sonic into the sky, and give Marine enough time to make it back to her ship to blast Metal Sonic into smithereens. But Shadow isn't too thrilled about this, as Metal Sonic was equipped with a dimensional engine that is now destroyed. She asks Marine to build him a boat to get back to Mobius, but she admits that Tails was the one who built the boat, while she was just supervising. In the end, Blaze gives him the Chaos Emerald that she was using to find the Soul Emeralds, to help Shadow get back home. She would later have a small cameo during the Treasure Team Tango story arc, where she reassures the Coconut crew that despite the foul weather they're dealing with, she has faith that Blaze will succeed in her quest to recover the Soul Emeralds. The last time we would see her would be in the new continuity, in the story arc Pirate Plunder Panic. This time she's teamed up with Amy and Cream in helping Blaze track down the last of the Soul Emeralds, especially when a new threat known as Captain Metal has the emerald. She mostly went around giving orders to the Coconut crew, and at one point, she tries to load up a cannon with fireworks to finish off Captain Metal and rescue Blaze. It does not go well for her. Cream suggests that they should just ram the ship into Captain Metal's ship, so she agrees to the idea and sends the Coconut crew home on lifeboats. But they never get a chance to do so once Captain Metal fires a giant cannon and destroys the ship. Fortunately, Amy, Cream, and Marine manage to survive in an empty crate. Later, they are rescued by dolphins who take them to an island, as well as encountering island natives who help them reach Captain Metal's hideout. While Amy and Cream rescue Blaze, Marine heads down to give Captain Metal a piece of her mind for seeking her ship, only to be quickly rescued by Cream. After making a run for it, they hijack Captain Metal's ship, and Marine declares herself as the new captain. The crewmates think this is a joke, but she manages to persuade them with the help of her friends. After a fierce battle against Captain Metal and Captain Whiskers, Marine and her friends succeed in getting all the Soul Emeralds back. And she is last seen saying goodbye, as Blaze uses the emeralds to send their friends back to Mobius. And that's the history of Marine the Raccoon and her tales on the high seas. Now to start off, Marine's quote-unquote first appearance is in that odd category of stories where they were made just to advertise a Sonic game at the time, yet somehow ended up being marked as canon to the Archie Sonic universe, despite not getting a full, complete adaptation. Then again, the first issue of Sonic Universe fills in the blanks on what happened next in the adaptation. Good thing too, because if you went out and played Sonic Rush Adventure, then there are definitely certain details here and there that would contradict the Archie Sonic universe. And vice versa, like the fact that the advertisement story doesn't have Marine's Australian accent. Although coincidentally, this story was my first introduction to the character instead of the actual Sonic Rush Adventure. So, Marine. She's had a history of being trashed on by the fanbase, mostly for being annoying. Personally, I think she's alright. Yes, she can be annoying at times, but I don't find her to be that annoying. After all, she's only a kid. I find her cute and endearing, always ready for adventure, even if she doesn't think things through. So for the Archie Sonic universe, I think she's a little more better than her game counterpart, even if she's written by Ian Flynn. Yeah, Flynn has made it no secret that he has a flaming hatred against this gal, and you can definitely tell with some of the stuff that he's done with her. Like, there's this running gag in Sonic Universe issue 1 where Shadow keeps getting her name wrong, as well as making her annoying as possible in the off-panel segments. Granted, the off-panel stuff are just non-canon gag comics, but still. And before I forget, no, they never bothered expanding upon Marine's special ability thingy that was shown near the end of Sonic Rush Adventure. Only gets a brief mentioning, and that's it. The closest thing we'll ever get to an explanation is in the Sonic Encyclopedia, dropping some vague implications that her special ability is hydrokinesis. Anyway, looking back at her appearances in Archie Sonic, there is somewhat of a progress with Marine, starting off as annoying to being more tolerable later on. And she does have her moments, like blowing up Metal Sonic and such. Out of all the stories, I'd say Pirate Plunder Panic would be my favorite on how Marine is handled. Probably because of the fact that this is the only Archie Sonic story with Marine that's not written by Ian Flynn. That honor goes to Tracy Yardley. And when compared to how Ian Flynn handles the character, I personally think Yardley did a better job in having a more decent balance on how Marine is handled. That, and it also has robot pirates. Robot pirates are cool. I guess it's a coincidence that Marine and Metal Sonic just so happen to end up being as rivals in Archie Sonic. First she blows up Metal Sonic in the old timeline, and he gets his revenge with that whole Captain Metal attire and blows up her ship. I guess I should mention that Marine was planned to be featured in Sonic Universe issue 96, where she would meet Bunny Rabbit for the first time, but that ended up getting scrapped. A real shame. I think it would have been interesting to see these characters interacting with each other. You know, in some way, Marine is a tragic character in the games. Instead of going with the category of characters that are still active in some way, like Blaze and Silver, she ends up stuck in that one-and-done category, much like Black Doom and Shara. The closest thing she had to a comeback was that one Mii costume in one of the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games titles. In other words, she was skinned alive. Perhaps that's the reason why she doesn't show up in the games anymore. Huh. Of course, we also have the IDW Sonic universe, and you'd think she would be more active there, much like how she was handled in Archie Sonic, but so far she's only appeared in one story from the 2022 annual special. It's very brief, but she's fine. I've asked some friends and other people about their thoughts on the character, and the most common answers I've usually gotten are, yeah, she's annoying, but I still want to see her come back. And I'm sure there might be some Marine the Raccoon apologists out there as well. I mean, it's been like 17 years since Sonic Rush Adventure came out. I think enough time has passed for us to move forward on the idea of seeing her be given a second chance in the games. And maybe we could see her be more active in the IDW Sonic universe, as long as she's treated with more respect, much like how they handle Blaze the Cat. Well, that takes care of this character file, so until then, I got a juice!
I'm gonna paint one right between your eyes, you panther!